Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks everybody for being here. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Incredibly disappointed in the outcome of the game. First and foremost, want to credit Ryan, his staff, and his players. With them being shorthanded, and then with the injuries we had in game, we kind of had a shorthanded game on both sides. Want to credit them. Want to credit their players. This was a hard-fought battle, and they earned it. They're Big Ten champs for a reason. So congratulations to them. Just hurting for our seniors. We didn't come down here to play hard. We came down here to win, and not to get the job done is bitterly disappointing. But I'm really proud of them. They've led us to this point. They've done a terrific job, and now through adversity, they're going to have to lead us again as we get ready for a couple of weeks from now. The privilege to represent the Big Ten in whatever bowl game destination that we get the privilege to go to. And we've never, I don't think, been 4-time bowl champions in a row. So we got a lot to play for. I'm sure we'll play a great team in an unbelievable city and an unbelievable venue, but we wouldn't be here without those seniors, and just really thankful for them. So I know you got a lot of questions, so I'd rather just answer those for you. And thanks a lot. Go Cats. So far away.
First question for Shannon Ryan.
Hi, Pat. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Shannon, I can hear you.
Okay, great. You said, you came here to win, and I'm just wondering, without not wanting moral victories, of course, but do you feel like you guys did show something tonight, the way your defense held them in scoring, and that you've taken another step by this performance?
Well, Shannon, we thought we put together a really good plan, and we executed it really well for about 3 quarters. And then we just misfit gaps. We had guys that needed to be in a certain spot that weren't. And now our linebackers and safeties are having to fill 2 gaps. And the Buckeyes are too good to allow that type of space and time. And then, offensively, I think we're going to look at this tape and see missed opportunities. And again, credit to their defense. We're building a championship level program, and it's not just good enough to be here. Our expectation is to be Big Ten champions, and not to get it done today is really disappointing.
And if I could just ask too, you mentioned the missed opportunities just at the start of the in the third quarter there with the missed field goal, the interception. How big of a blow were those plays?
Well, if we had 10 points right now on the board, I think we'd be Big Ten champs. So pretty close to it, right? At least it would be a different momentum. And you're playing a great team. You're playing a Final Four team, and you've got opportunities to put points on the board, and you don't. It makes it really challenging. But this was a team loss. We had to adjust better in the second half as a staff, and we've got to learn from that and be better. We've got to adjust, obviously, our game in game as you learn as a player, how they're attacking you, what they're doing, how you're winning your one-on-one or maybe not. And then we just got to find a way to finish those drives. But collectively as a team, we own this, and it starts and ends with me as the head coach. And I'm just so disappointed for our fans, and I'm so disappointed for our seniors.
Next question for Coop Daly.
Hi, Coach. Nem says hi as always. A lot of the hype this week was around being indefinable, as the hype video said, and having a lot of different labels and not actually exactly a pride. What kind of message or what kind of definition do you guys think you guys have after this game?
Coop, I'm a School of Ed grad and very proud of that. I'm not a marketing director, so I can't answer that question for you. I'll just talk about how we play. We try to play with, blue collar mentality, and make you fight for. We're going to fight for every inch on the field, and I think that's what our guys try to do. And we just got to continue to work hard to get better and build as a program. But to be here now 2 out of 3 years is really special, and it's the next step will be even more so. And just disappointed.
Next question for Drew Schott.
Hey, Coach. Despite the game not going in your favor, Justin Fields, who was the Big Ten's Offensive Player of the Year, you guys held him to 114 yards, his only second multi-interception game of his career. What was your strategy going in to defend a player like that, and how do you think it worked, holding him to one of his weakest games of the season?
Justin's not a good player. He's a great player. He's a top 10 pick for a reason. I just think that we were able to get some pressure early. We tipped some balls. We had good coverage concepts. Our guys competed. He was maybe off on a couple throws. It wasn't very much, but down the stretch is where I'll probably spend most of my time. Down the stretch in our run fits and our gap fits, and our block destruction and our tackling. It didn't look like us there the last quarter and a couple minutes. So we got to get those things fixed. It's something we pride ourselves in. And again, I'll credit the Buckeyes for that. They're really, really good.
Next question for Adam Rittenberg.
Yeah, Fitz, just two quick things. You mentioned how close you guys are, and it may be tough in the moment, but what still has to happen, whether it's scheme, personnel, whatever, for you guys to take that next step? And then you also referenced Ohio State as a top 4 team. Why do you think that they belong in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I'll answer the second part first. I believe the Buckeyes deserve to be in the college football playoff because, number one, they're undefeated. Number two, they have an incredibly talented team. They've overcome a bunch of adversity through COVID and run the gamut of the Big Ten season with the ups and downs. And I don't think everyone understands the emotion that goes into the challenges that they've been through. And then when you look at their skill, I mean, they had to put some new guys in today and they played outstanding. It wasn't like they really skipped a beat with a lot of those guys out. It's, one guy goes down and here goes another 4 or 5 star talented player. So I think they've got as much talent as anybody to go compete for a national champion. And I think they're Big Ten champs. I think there's a lot of really good football teams out there, but to play the Big Ten gauntlet and the physicality that our brand of football plays in this league, if you're an undefeated champion here, in my humble opinion, you deserve the privilege to play for the national championship. And I believe they should be in the Final Four. And I look forward to the day when we get ourselves there. So to answer the first part of your question, I got to coach better. We got to coach better as a staff. We got to be better in the weight room. We got to get bigger and faster and stronger and more explosive. We've got to create more competitive depth across the board in the roster and recruiting. We've got to be able to make more explosive plays offensively in the kick game. We've got to limit those on defense. And we've got to be the most sound, fundamental blue-collar football team that there is in the country, because those are when you face adversity, those are the things you fall back on. You fall back on your training. And today it looked like we abandoned a little bit of that, and that's my fault as the head coach. We've got to do a better job of training our guys in the moment at this level. And again, some of those guys will learn from this and be back. And they'll be back with, I think, a burning desire to show that they've improved. But ultimately, that's my responsibility.
Next question for Eli Karp.
Hey, Fitz, you mentioned that, maybe you guys didn't look like yourself for the last quarter plus. Was there anything after halftime that Ohio State did adjustment-wise that gave you guys fits, or was it mostly on you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they did do some adjustments, but so did we. How about that first drive coming down offensively, right? I mean, there's some really good things that we put together, I think, on both sides of the ball that, we just didn't. To me, it was fundamental stuff. We didn't see anything tonight that we didn't prepare for. It would be basically the gist of how the game turned out schematically. I don't think it was a schematic issue. I think it was a fundamental technique, gap fit, tackling, straining to finish blocks, being a block away, turnovers, opportunities to score when we're across the 50, third down conversions that we didn't get off the field early with defensively. So there's plenty of opportunity to improve.
Next question for Greg Svirnovsky.
Coach, can you sum up Peyton's night, or I guess day today? It looked a lot easier for him in the offense to marshal down the field and score earlier in the game, and then those 2 touchdowns in the second half. What changed after halftime for him?
Yeah, well, they did a good job. They were able to get some rush when we got down. We were able to move the ball pretty well. I thought he played outstanding. There's probably a couple plays he'd like to have back, but there's a couple calls I'd love to have back too. So he's been guts, man. He's been nails. He's been awesome all year. He was the glue that we needed, I think, as a program. We needed to settle our quarterback position into a winner, and that's what he proved. And I'm bitterly disappointed that he didn't get the win in the house that Peyton Manning built. But if he comes back, then his challenge will be to get us back here and get it done. I sure hope he does. Be great if you guys added Peyton Ramsey, whatever his Twitter is, and tell him to come back, Wildcat Nation. I start the campaign right now. That's just me.
Time for 2 more questions. Next one, Peter Warren.
Hey, Coach. You talked a few questions back there about that first drive. How important was both defensively getting that forced into a field goal, and then on offense coming down and very quick, rapid pace getting that touchdown?
Yeah, Peter, thanks. It was huge. Against the Buckeyes, you got to avoid the first 4 rounds. They knocked so many teams out in those first 4 rounds. When you watch them on tape, they're so explosive and they're so violent on their front 7. And I really think Jake and the offensive staff presented a plan to our guys that our guys bought into and went like, to execute. And we're going to look at a couple of plays and just, my great friend Bill Curry has the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, you choose. And I think we're just going to have some plays that we're just going to look back at, but you got to learn from them. I'm going to give the guys a couple days off, and tomorrow afternoon we'll find out who we're playing. We'll game plan early in the week, and then we'll get back going midweek with a little bit of modified practice, get some work for our younger guys, and then into a game week, and then wherever our destination is, we'll create those plans accordingly. But it's a tough pill to swallow. I'm not going to lie to you. We had our opportunity and we just didn't get it done. It's just so disappointing.
Final question for Andrew Golden.
Hey, Coach. You guys obviously bottled up Trey Sermon in the first half for the most part, but the second half was kind of different. You just said that the defense didn't look like itself. What about the defense looked different to you, and what went differently in the second half with Trey Sermon?
Yeah, Andrew. First of all, he's a heck of a player. Number one, he's a very talented guy. He ran through. We had guys there one-on-one. He ran through them, and credit to him. But then we had some misfit gaps. We had some guys out of position, and then that put a lot of pressure on our linebackers to fit the right gaps. And we were falling off tackles. We weren't running our feet. And again, we really pride ourselves fundamentally and technically on those things, and did not accomplish that. First and foremost, I got to give credit to Ohio State and their talent and their players, but we got to get that fixed when we want to put that beautiful Big Ten championship trophy in our case. We got to get it fixed. But there's two teams that were here, and there's a bunch of other Big Ten teams watching. So we're where we want to be. We've just got to continue to put the work in to get over this next hurdle, and I know our guys will, because they got a lot of pride and they got an amazing brotherhood, and we're really thankful for them. And so for all those that covered us all year, I can't thank you enough. It's been a heck of a journey. I hope you and your family stay healthy and safe here in the holiday season, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Thanks so much. Go Cats.
Please message Athletic Communications in the chat if you have a question. First question for Drew Schott.
Hey, Brandon, coming into this game, Ohio State had the top passing offense of the Big Ten. You guys had the second best pass defense, secondary. Obviously, you guys shut down Justin Fields, held him to only 114 yards and forced 2 picks on him. How did you guys get the pressure on Fields and force him to play one of the worst games of his OSU career?
I mean, it was an expectation we had coming into this game. We knew how strong this defense was, and we knew if we went out and executed, we would do our thing. Fortunately, we weren't able to stop the run game, but back end, we did our part in the pass game, so we're happy about that.
Next question for Leah.
Hey, this is for both of you guys. You know, while the outcome of this game may have not gone the way that you wanted, compared to the 2018 matchup, we definitely saw a lot of improvement in a lot of areas. What do you think kind of that progression from that game, or at least watching it, to this game has said about the program as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we're constantly striving to be better, and neither of us two were here for the last one, but, you know, just every day, just a consistent drive to get better. And that's a contagious kind of attitude that's, you know, kind of gone through the entire program, and just continue to work every single day and do it consistently. And, you know, I think that's really been why we are where we are right now.
Yeah, Peyton said that good. Both of us weren't there, but talking to dudes that have been there, they kind of seemed like they were happy to be there last time. And it just shows that Northwestern's got a steady mindset that now we expect to make it every time. And whenever we do make it, we're not just happy to make it, we're trying to win. So, yeah.
Next question for Eli Karp.
Hey, this one's for Peyton. You know, the offense gets shut out in the second half. Was there anything you noticed from the Ohio State defense that, you know, forced those turnovers, or, you know, made life a little tougher in the second half?
You know, I think it came down to mistakes that we made and shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, I think I can only think of 1 3 and out. You know, we were able to move the ball and get up and down the field a little bit on them and tempo them, but just mistakes on our end that ended up killing us and putting our defense in bad situations. So, you know, credit them. Obviously, a really good defense and a lot of talent on that side of the ball, but a lot of those mistakes were things that we did to ourselves and not necessarily things that they were giving us.
Next question for Peter Warren.
Hey guys, Brandon obviously had a great interception at the end of the first half. Can you take us through that play and sort of what were you looking at and what happened with everything there?
Yeah, well, that was just a straight man. Dude ran some type of fade out and up. I don't even know what it was. And then I just saw the ball and was able to go get it. Something that we practice making plays, something that we expect in our secondary. So this is a standard that is set for this secondary at Northwestern.
And then for Peyton, you know, a couple turnovers for you today. Is there any one of them in particular, any play in general you really, you know, looking back, wish you could have had back?
No, you know, you try not to do that. You try not, you know, obviously I wish I could have done some things over, but especially watching the tape tomorrow, there'll definitely be some things that I wish I could have back. But you know, just got to be smarter and take care of the ball better than I did there in the second half. Like I said, we had some momentum, and then there were times where we just killed that momentum. So, you know, I'm not going to pinpoint one play. I think just got to be better all around.
Next question for Louis.
Brandon, second half, Trey Sermon had, you know, 270 some yards, and you know, what did Ohio State, what were they able to do in the running game to get that going in the second half? And like, how much of it had to do with their offensive line, and how much of it you think had to do with defense? You know, Fitz talked about some missed fits and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we went out there and trusted in Hake's plan. They were able to open some big plays, and then they just were consistently moving the ball, and it's something that we don't really expect from our defense. And but yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly. I have to go watch it if it was more on their offense or our defense, but that's something that's not supposed to happen around here.
Next question for Greg Svirnovsky.
Hey, Peyton. Two plays I want to focus on. The first, kind of that 40 or 34-yard run on the first drive for you, and juxtaposing that with the interception in the end zone. And two, can you kind of take me back through what you saw in each, and I guess kind of what each symbolized for you in terms of the halves, separately.
Yeah, I thought the O-line did a really good job. A critical third and short there on the first drive that we were able to convert, and just kind of got loose, cut back and got loose there. And then in the second half, got a matchup I wanted on that interception to John. Got John matched up on a linebacker. Would throw it again if I had that opportunity, but just got to put it in a better location, and just gotta be better all around.
Real quick too, I just want to ask you about kind of that focus on the up tempo offensively. Was that to throw Ohio State off their game, and do you think they kind of grew into that in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when we were getting a couple first downs, we just wanted to keep the ball moving. We didn't want to change personnel too much. It was a point of emphasis for us coming in to kind of try to wear them down a little bit and tempo them a little bit. So they did a good job there in the second half. But it starts with us, getting first downs, getting that first big first down so that we can and have the ability to tempo them.
Last question for Ryan Cho.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Peyton, just a quick question. Fitz was really pulling earlier for you to come back and maybe have one more go at it, but I was wondering, have you given that any thought, or do you even consider that as an option on the table right now?
I haven't thought about it at all, to be honest with you. My entire focus, my everything was on this game this week, and that's the way it's been throughout the course of the year, just focusing on our opponent on Saturday. But yeah, got a little bit of time off. I'll definitely sit down and think about what's next for me, but it's not something that I've considered yet.
Thanks, Peyton. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. We are joined by Patty Fisher and Ramad Jakeo Bowman. Please message Athletic Communications in the chat to get in the queue. First question is for Leah.
Hey guys, now having played in this game twice in your career, what do you think is the biggest difference this time around that made it such a closer matchup?
In my opinion, I think as a defense, we need to limit the amount of rushing yards and points scored by the opposing team. That's what it came down to, in my opinion. I think we came in and did a great job preparing and handling the big stage, the big arena, and having poise throughout the week and even on game day. I think this time around, as a defense, as a front seven, we didn't execute as well as we needed to.
Yeah, and piggybacking off of that, coming out, we started fast. Offense did their thing, and we were moving down the field. And then on defense, obviously, we were getting stops, held them to a field goal early, and, we just used that momentum.
Next question for Ella Brockway.
Hi guys, this one's for Patty. Patty, you mentioned that you thought you had a good game plan coming in. Kind of what was that strategy, especially for handling such a quarterback like Justin Fields, and you guys ended up doing a pretty solid job on him in terms of the passing game?
Yeah, we had some pressures dialed up into the game plan, and also just some blitzes too. It just came down to our fundamentals on those critical plays. I thought we did a good job getting off the field on third down and winning first and second downs. But as a front seven, just in those pressures, there was a few out there that we had some one-man breakdowns. I take full responsibility of that. I should have made some plays out there, but I think at the end of the day, it just came down to our technique and our fundamentals.
Next question for Drew Schott.
Hey, Patty. Going into halftime, you guys have a 10-6 lead, and then obviously in the second half, you guys give up 16 points. Specifically with Brendan's interception ending on that note, the defense played very well in the first half, and then the second obviously slipped a little bit. What were some of the differences that you found between the first half and the second half of kind of the defense and the front seven?
Yeah, I think going into the second half, our mindset didn't change. Our mindset was expect victory. We knew and we were expecting to come out here with a win. I think just what happened in the second half was, the front seven. We didn't play as hard and as well as we needed to win. Gave up several big runs that led to scoring points, and that just can't happen in games like this.
And also to add to that, it's a three-phase game: special teams, offense, and defense. And it doesn't help when we don't put up any points in the second half. So that's not all of a defensive thing. It's just tough when you don't put up any points as offense as well.
Next question for Andrew Golden.
Hey y'all, can you just talk about the senior class and what the seniors in your class have meant to you guys as a group?
Special group of guys. I was just talking to Patty about it. I know everybody's probably saying special group of guys, and Fitz probably says that every season with every senior class. But for me, obviously being a fifth year, I've gotten to see it and play with a lot of amazing players and be around a lot of great guys that have helped me, from the JJs, AWOC, Austin Carr, Matt Harris, list goes on, Lanny, to helping me be a fifth year, a senior, and a leader around the team, and just embrace not only your role but the guys that are around you. And for me, the senior class, one word is perseverance and grit, and talent. A lot of times we might get the compliment of being able to persevere and having grit, but we're talented, man. We're talented.
Just to add to that, I'm just super proud of this group of men and who we've become and how much we've grown. I was talking to Ramon and I just said, man, I'm just so proud of you. Just who you are, what you stand for, and just the person and the leader and the character you instill in your everyday life and into others. Obviously we're special. Unlike any other, in my opinion, these are relationships and bonds that I'll never forget and I'll keep with me until I take my last breath, type of thing. It's awesome. I'm just so proud of all these guys and who they've become.
Next question for Daniel Olinger.
Hey, Ramon, this is a question for you. Obviously not the result you guys wanted today, but you personally had a very good game, 103 receiving yards, most you've had in your career here at Northwestern. Do you think you played a really good game today, and what does it mean to you personally to have such a performance on such a big stage against a team like Ohio State?
Yeah, for me, I had a couple plays, I should have made and or gotten open and made it a lot easier for the quarterback. What you guys see on TV is maybe Peyton getting sacked or him rolling out, but sometimes that's on us as well as receivers. So I could have definitely played a lot better, but at the end of the day, I was just doing my job and trying to do it to the best of my ability. When the ball is coming my way, make the play.
Next question for Eli Karp.
Hey, this one's for both of you guys. Similar Leah's question from before, you guys have now been here for both Big Ten championship appearances. For, you guys to be part of this during this time in the program, what does that mean to you to be a part of this?
Go ahead, Patty.
Yeah, it's unreal just to come in here and have that bar be set to winning the West and competing for a Big Ten title. That wasn't the standard when we got here. That wasn't the bar wasn't set that high when we got here. And obviously, hat off to Fitz and the coaching staff and everything that they've done and getting us ready to go and all that. But I think it's just been unreal to have the standard set that high with a great group of men like this and just setting the bar for the younger guys too.
Yeah, for me, I'll just add, it's one of those good now let's go be great type of mentality and feelings. It's good, and it feels good. It's felt really good to, win 2 Big Ten West titles or whatever you want to call it. But no, it's good. Now let's just go be great, and I'm appreciative and grateful of guys that have come before us that helped us, be able to achieve that goal, that part of our Northwestern goal. But now I'm honored and humbled to be able to be a part of the wave that sends us to the next goal, which is the great goal, which is Big Ten championship, and compete after that wherever the cards lay.
2 final questions. Next one for Louis.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this. I know it's can't be too easy. Take us in the locker room after the game. What was the emotion like, and what did Coach Fitz have to say to you?
And it's what you'd expect after a loss in a big game. Fitz told us he's proud as hell of us. Keep your head up, and we'll finish the thing, and wherever we go for our bowl game, and win 4 straight.
Final question for Peter Warren.
Hey guys, as you guys were walking off the end of the game, I saw you both had a moment there talking to yourselves, and also, Dr. Phillips came over and talked to you guys as well during that moment. Can you take me through sort of those final steps you walked off the field and what you guys said to each other, and how did it just sort of feel to have that emotional, release at the end of the game?
Yeah.
You
good,
okay,
bro.
Patty? I said, go ahead, Patty, do your thing.
I just told him, Ramad, I loved him. Again, super proud of him and who he is as a person. I just told him I loved him. He's just a man amongst men who carries himself to the highest standard every day, and there's none like this guy over here. And I just told him I loved him so much, and just truly grateful and thankful to do this ride and this journey, and be a part of this journey with him.
You don't got to fluff it up for the people, man. Nah, but we talked to each other. He said that, and I told him love him too, obviously, and just appreciative of him. And for me, I was just taking in those last couple of steps. Something that we've been talking about, whether it be with you guys and the team, is just enjoy and live in the moment. As college athletes, it's hard sometimes. It's easy to say it, but it's hard to actually do it. Being on the same schedule day to day, going hard, 110% in the classroom and on the field. So just being able to take in the moment. It wasn't the victory that we wanted and the outcome we wanted, but being able to be here was obviously amazing, and just taking it with me.
Thanks, Patty. Thanks, Ramad. Appreciate your time, both.